There's a Japanese system that turns ordinary people into disciplined, unstoppable forces. It's so simple, it feels useless, until it quietly changes everything. Whether you want to study harder, build a business, train your body, or finally stay consistent, discipline is the bridge between who you are and who you want to become. Most people never cross it. They start strong, then quit. Again and again. In Japan, this system exists to fix exactly that. It doesn't rely on motivation or drastic change. Instead, it uses tiny, almost laughably small actions that compound over time into unbreakable consistency. It combines two powerful ideas: Shitsuke, making habits so easy you can't fail, and Gaman, the inner strength to endure discomfort without quitting. Alone they help. Together they rebuild you. But there's a cost. You must start embarrassingly small, and you must keep going when every part of you wants to stop. Before we continue, subscribe, like the video, and comment where you need more consistency in your life right now. Let's begin. Chapter 1. Rock Bottom. The story begins in a cramped Detroit apartment. William, 30 years old, sitting on the floor, holding his fourth resignation letter in 2 years. He wasn't stupid. He wasn't lazy. He just couldn't stay consistent. Every job started the same: strong first week, slipping by the second, gone by the fourth. Training goals died the same way, relationships too. His girlfriend left with a sentence that cut deep: "You never finish anything." That night, surrounded by unpaid bills and $847 in his account, William saw the pattern clearly. 30 years. Nothing built, nothing finished. He was the problem. So he stopped chasing motivation and searched for something else. How disciplined people actually think. That's when he discovered a Japanese idea: Shitsuke, discipline that sustains itself, used in factories where people followed the same systems for decades. Not through willpower, but through design. William realized his mistake. Every day he fought a mental war: wake up or sleep in, train or quit, show up or escape, and willpower always lost. His environment was built for failure. Then came another concept: Gaman, the ability to endure discomfort without running from it. In Japan, discomfort isn't an emergency. Pain doesn't mean stop. William had lived the opposite way his entire life. That night, at rock bottom, he made a decision: rebuild from zero, but differently. He wanted a business, but instead of dreaming big, he started embarrassingly small. One rule: send 5 emails to potential clients every day. No more, no less. Impossible to fail. He redesigned his mornings: laptop open, contacts ready, coffee beside him. No distractions, just sit down and send 5 emails. Day 1 felt pointless. Day 2 was uncomfortable. Day 3 hurt. But he didn't stop. Weeks passed. No results. Doubt screamed, but something had changed. He was doing what he promised himself. On day 23, the first yes arrived. $300, small win, massive proof. 3 months later, William was earning more than he ever had. Not because of genius, not because of motivation, but because consistency finally replaced quitting. And then, the real obstacles began. Chapter 2, the first obstacle. In the 4th month, disaster hit. One major client cancelled without warning. Overnight, William lost 40% of his income. The old voice returned. "See, this doesn't work. You should have stayed safe." But this time, William had proof. 3 months of consistency. Real results. Data. Instead of panicking, he returned to the system. 5 emails became 10. 2 weeks later, 3 new clients. A month later, higher income than before. That's when the lesson became clear. Obstacles never stop. They just change shape. Clients leave. Plans fail, numbers don't add up. But if you don't quit, you pass the test. With the business steady, William faced the second enemy, his body. 30 years old, smoker, drinker, completely inactive. Before, he always started too hard and quit in days. This time he went absurdly small. Not a marathon, not even a 5K, just 400 meters a day. People laughed. Perfect. Easy is sustainable. The first run nearly broke him. Lungs burned, legs shook. The second day hurt worse. The third day it rained. His favorite excuse. He ran anyway, wet, cold, miserable, changed. Week by week, the body adapted. Month 1, 400. Month 2, 800. Month 3, 1.2 km. Month 4, 2 km. Month 6, 5 km. No shortcuts, no gaps. 9 months later, William ran 10 km regularly. His business thrived. He moved into a better home. But the real transformation wasn't physical or financial. It was identity. He became someone who shows up every day, not because of motivation, but because consistency became who he was. Chapter 3, The Greatest Obstacle. In the 10th month, the real test arrived. A high-paying project. 3 weeks out of state, no routine, no familiar environment. This was dangerous. Everything William had built depended on structure. The old version of him would have refused or accepted and let everything collapse. This time, he adapted. No street to run on, treadmill, no usual schedule. Wake up earlier, no perfect setup. Work first, anywhere. That's when the truth became clear. Shitsuke isn't about perfect conditions. It's about adjusting the system to reality. The first week was messy, harder, uncomfortable. But he didn't stop. He ran, he worked, every day. By week 2, it flowed. By week 3, something shifted. The discipline was no longer external, it was internal. When William returned home, he didn't need triggers or routines to start. He could act anywhere, anytime. That's the difference between the two forces. Shitsuke builds the external system. Gaman forges the internal strength that survives chaos. You begin with systems, but endurance is built every time you act without wanting to. 1 year later, William was earning more in a month than he once earned in 6. 10 steady clients, hundreds of kilometers run, 365 days without breaking the chain. But the real reward was confidence. Quiet, earned, undeniable. He did what he said he would do, and people noticed. In a world full of inconsistency, reliability becomes rare, and rare things attract opportunity. Discipline isn't about willpower. It's about removing decisions, so the right action becomes automatic. Chapter 4, The True Transformation. 18 months later, William stood in a life he never imagined. A stable business, a strong body, a clear mind. But the real change was deeper. He had become someone who doesn't break. When people asked for his secret, he kept it simple. I started so small, I couldn't fail, and I never stopped. 5 emails a day became a business. 400 meters became 10 kilometers. He learned what most never do. Greatness isn't built through grand moves, but through tiny actions repeated until they become permanent. William didn't become famous. He didn't chase extremes. Instead, he built something rare, a life he controls. No boss, no self-sabotage, no collapse. As he changed, so did the people around him. Those chasing shortcuts faded away. Those who understood consistency drew closer. His circle became an environment that fueled growth, not distraction. 2 years in, he met his ex-girlfriend at a party. She looked at him and said, "You're not the same person." She was right. The man who quit, avoided discomfort, and broke promises was gone. William didn't master everything. He mastered 2 things, and those 2 things taught him how to master anything. Chapter 5: The Complete Philosophy. This is what William learned about unbreakable discipline. Start so small it feels embarrassing. If it doesn't feel easy, it's too big. 5 emails, 400 meters, small enough to survive bad days. Consistency beats intensity, always. One imperfect action every day outperforms rare bursts of perfection. William didn't have perfect workouts. He had hundreds of imperfect ones, and they changed everything. Design beats willpower. Remove friction. Make the right action automatic. Fewer choices, less thinking, more doing. When systems fail, endurance takes over. There will be painful days. On those days, don't quit. Adapt. Not wanting to is not a reason to stop. Inability is a reason to adjust. Obstacles are not exceptions. They are the rule. Progress isn't made in perfect conditions. It's made while things are broken. Transformation is invisible before it's obvious. The early days feel pointless. That's where the foundation is built. Identity forms long before results appear. Never create gaps. 0 days are openings for the old self to return. Do less, but do something. Momentum is everything. The beginning always hurts. Rejection, discomfort, silence. That pain is proof you're doing something real. And most important, you're not building habits. You're building identity. Every action is a vote for the person you're becoming. Cast enough votes, and the identity is decided. Years later, William wasn't extraordinary. He was reliable. And in a world full of people who start and quit, the one who finishes wins. The man with $847 didn't disappear overnight. He died slowly. 1 email sent, 1 run completed, 1 promise kept. And that is how real transformation happens. Chapter 6: The Legacy. The most powerful part of William's story wasn't his success. It was what he did with it. He returned to his community and mentored young men who looked exactly like his former self, lost, undisciplined, hopeless. He didn't give speeches. He didn't sell motivation. He gave them one rule: choose the smallest action possible. Do it every day for 90 days. Most quit, a few didn't, and those few transformed. One boy did 10 push-ups a day. A year later, he joined the army. Another read 5 pages a day. A year later, he had finished 12 books. The actions were tiny. The identity shift was massive. William realized the system was never about productivity. It was about dignity. When you constantly break promises to yourself, you lose self-respect. When you keep them, even small ones, you rebuild it. He watched boys arrive ashamed and leave standing taller. Not because they became extraordinary, but because they proved one thing: they could be trusted by themselves. That knowledge is priceless. William's story isn't about money or fitness. It's about turning inconsistency into permanence. Shitsuke built systems so simple they couldn't fail. Gaman built endurance when systems weren't enough. Together, they created something motivation never can: identity. He wasn't perfect. He had bad days, but he never reset. And without gaps, everything changed. This isn't an exception. It's a pattern. You don't need talent. You need consistency. You don't need to start big. You need to start small. You don't need perfection. You need continuity. Consistency isn't something you have. It's something you build, day by day, brick by brick. If you've made it this far, you're already different. Most stop halfway. You didn't. Walk with discipline, move with honor, until the next path.